How's it going, guys? It's been a really long time, except the fact that I'm editing a League of Legends video right now. But I had to do this first because this is my English project. I know it's really been a really long time since I've done any YouTube video, but hey, I'm here. I'm ready. I know this is probably not the most regular video that you've ever seen in the world in this channel, although there's only like 18 of you. I'm back, I think. Yeah, I think I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. This is my English project. Ms. Pedro, if you're actually watching this, you can skip ahead about a minute and you'll get to the video. I'm just gonna talk to the viewers a bit, unless you want to watch this. Before you skip to the video, all my citations are gonna be down in the description. I'm gonna put them in a Google Doc, and I just hope you enjoy my video. I know it's been a while since I've posted anything. I'm gonna start posting more League of Legends videos with my new friends here in Singapore. Yes, I do have friends. And yeah, I hope you enjoy my English project. It's on the Great Gatsby, so for a warning, there may be a few spoilers unless you like spoilers. I don't know anyone who does, so enjoy this video for this day. So the first theme we're going to be talking about is Tom's moment of realization, where this one mistake that he's made in his life has led to two heartbreaking moments. Kind of. Indirectly the second one, but the first one definitely. And can be represented in How Could This Happen to Me by Simple Plan. So Tom, in the flesh, he's big. A hulking physique that gives off this intimidating aura making people fear him. For example, Gatsby, Nick, and George. So he's currently married to Daisy, although he has had affairs with Myrtle Wilson, George's wife, and this was actually his mistake. Having affairs with Myrtle Wilson has led him to distanced him away from his wife, Daisy. And Tom finally realizes this as he figures out who Gatsby is and his relationship with Daisy, her ex-boyfriend. And the line, "I made my mistakes" in the song represents how Tom regrets how he's fooled around with Myrtle. He also doesn't realize that until it's almost too late when Daisy is almost out of his grasp. At this point of time, he's really desperate. As they're all in the room, he brings up times when nothing mattered, a quote in the song, and as he tries to win her back from Gatsby, basically he brings up past memories where he thinks that Daisy really did love Tom at one point, not just Gatsby's. And honestly, the only way that he won was just because of his quick thinking, pulling up everything that's bad about Gatsby and everything that's good about him. Really just the biased opinion that overall won Daisy over somehow. Now as he drives towards Myrtle's house, he sees there's so much commotion and realizes after a bit that it's actually Myrtle's death. And his thought process right now can be represented through the entire chorus of the song "How Could This Happen to Me?" Which play right now. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. The night goes on as I'm fading away. I'm sick of this life, I just wanna scream. How could this happen to me? Honestly, one mistake has led to two heart-stopping moments. One, him nearly losing his wife, and two, Myrtle actually dying. I mean, how this is such the biggest coincidence that can happen in the book, and this song can fully represent that in one chorus. I mean, insane. Anyway, overall, this song represents Tom's overall ignorance and the two heart-stopping moments in one day. Think about it. One day someone dies and you nearly lose your wife. Try doing that. The second theme we're going to be talking about is the relationship between Gatsby and Daisy, and how it's going on in the midsection of the book. And it's going to be represented through the song "Imagination" by Shawn Mendes. So first off, who's Gatsby? Gatsby is a rich young man who's obsessed with Daisy. He used to be poor and has served in the army. Overall, a person who can't really live in the present and relies on feelings of the past. Daisy, Tom Butchman's wife, Gatsby's obsession, and cousin to Nick. She was born rich and in love with rich, and is also the main reason why Daisy and Gatsby never worked out in the beginning. So now let's move away from the lyrical meaning of music and how the instrumental can impact the meaning of the song. For the first part, I'm going to be talking about the pacing of the midsection of the book and what's happening with Gatsby and Daisy and their relationship then. So now at this point in the book, Gatsby and Daisy have a thing for each other, well, they're just having affairs, a lot of them, just like Tom and Myrtle. No wonder that relationship's messed up. Time slows down. Time slows down around Gatsby and Daisy, just like if you were to dance with someone alone to slow-paced music. It feels like it's just you and the other person, just like what Gatsby and Daisy are feeling right now. Now moving to the lyrics of the music, this helps represent Gatsby's addiction to Daisy. Now most would think it's love, as he dedicates everything that he did for the past 5 years to Daisy. I believe it's some sort of addiction, that he's addicted to the fact that Daisy's been in love with him for the past 5 years, that she's just been waiting and waiting and waiting. In reality, she's moved on, and what represents this is actually this phrase that I'm about to play right now.
I keep craving you. Don't know it, but it's true. Can't get my mouth to say the words they want to say to you.
The phrase that I just played does symbolize Gatsby's thinking. He's obsessed with the thought that she's been waiting 5 years, like I said before. She's built a new life. She has a husband. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Come on, like, seriously? She has a husband and you still don't think she's moved on? The whole point of marrying someone is because you want to be with them for the rest of their lives. Anyway, overall, this song represents Daisy's and Gatsby's relationship in the middle of the book. Really just Myrtle's and Tom's relationship, also representing the addiction that Gatsby has fallen into. Actually, as we're going on, my hair is getting more and more messed up as we go on. But we cannot stop the project, can we? The third theme we're going to be talking about is Nick's relationship with Gatsby, and represented in the song, yes, You've Got a Friend in Me by Randy Newman. That's the song from Toy Story, if you don't know what it is. In reality, Gatsby only has one friend, Nick. Or at least one loyal friend. And this phrase represents that right now.
You got trouble, and I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you.
He's always been there for him, he's taking care of him, and when Gatsby's funeral comes around, he's actually the only one who attended. I mean, there really isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. That phrase really does represent his dedication and hard work, and most importantly, loyalty. Even though Gatsby does make mistakes and he holds secrets, none of them will ever love you the way I do. It's me and you. That's a phrase in the... I'll put a line here so you can see it. Even when Gatsby kills someone, Nick is still there to comfort him, as he knows it wasn't even Gatsby that killed him, it was Daisy, as Daisy was the one that was behind the wheel. If anything, Gatsby was the one trying to make sure that Myrtle was alive, as he tried steering out of the way. You're worth the whole damn bunch. Quote from the book. Nick says this as he leaves, and this truly represents Nick's and Gatsby's relationship, their friendship, how tight it is. And actually, Nick realizes that this was his only compliment that he ever gave to him.
And as the years go by, a friendship will never die.
So that phrase that you just heard is again referring to the first phrase that you heard.
You got
this theme. It represents loyalty and pure friendship. Even after death, he still remembers him. Well, represented in the movie, because in the movie he talks to a doctor about all his feelings, then the doctor tells him to write it down in a book. So he makes a book, and he becomes a writer. This line, "Our friendship will never die," completely represents their friendship, as he labels him the Great Gatsby. The last thing we're going to be talking about is Nick, and how his life has just bumped up since he's moved to West Egg. Nick was living a pretty simple life. He was helping around with the family business until he wanted to go to war. He went to war, came back, and was disgusted by everything that he saw, so he moved to West Egg and started a new life. And boom! Boom! It goes into full blast there. And honestly, any song with a drop or a sudden change in tempo would work perfectly fine. Nick's life completely goes into full acceleration. He goes into the bond business. He meets Gatsby, and he sees all these parties. The parties are grand, and then he becomes Gatsby's only friend, and then Gatsby and Daisy have this huge thing, and then he has to figure out how he's gonna help with that, and then he has this thing with Jordan, and then he also has to figure out what his relationship with Tom is, and then Jordan breaks up with him, and then Myrtle dies, and then Gatsby dies, and then Tom and Daisy just move. All of this happens when he moves to West Egg. His life goes into to full acceleration. I know this isn't the longest of all of them, but I believe that this has to be mentioned. Because Nick is the main character and his life is so important in this plot, I feel that the pace of his life that is just gone into play and how well he's handled all of this pressure is amazing. Balance the relationship of helping out with a struggling friend and a cousin and trying to mess around with some sort of a bully, kind of. His life is insane as soon as he moves to West Egg, and I believe this song or any fast-paced song would work just fine for this. This song will represent how Nick's life has gone to full acceleration. As in Gear 5, 200 kilometers an hour life acceleration, as in so many events happen as soon as he moves out of his comfort zone.